Yeah, good evening, everybody. So I think we'll start the session now. Uh, so my name is Kiran. My name is Kiran Kumar. First of all, Ramadan Kareem to everybody, okay? And welcome to the first session or the first webinar for this year. Okay. So current webinar is basically about drones to map drones in your enterprise. Okay, what they are. We are going to shift through a couple of slides here. We will see some, two or three presentations, and then we are going to also show you some live data sets. Okay, so that is what we have planned for you guys today. Okay, so as I said, first I'm going to go through the presentation for you guys. Okay, this is basically a presentation for the drones data. Here it basically talks about the drones in your enterprise solution. So whenever you talk about enterprise, it is like, going through the entire process, wherein we are talking about capturing the data, processing the data, analyzing the data, sharing the data. So all these process, whatever are there in your enterprise, we are going to go through them in this presentation. Then I will take you through another presentation wherein we have some samples. Then we have how the software works, some of them. I'll show you a couple of videos and then we go to live demos. Okay, so let's start with the presentation first. So ArcGIS, as we understand, ArcGIS is nothing but a massive platform. Okay, now this is a platform which has basically been divided into three different sections, right? So now you have the first section of your platform, which is called a system of records. Okay, what do you mean by system of records? Is this is the place where we process the imageries, this manage the imageries, we put all the data into this place. Okay, so this is a place wherein I am putting on all my records. So if you talk about the platform, my ArcGIS platform is an entire platform which basically helps you to handle your imageries, okay, completely from A to Z, okay, which basically includes your drone imagery also. So we basically call it as an comprehensive imagery platform, okay. So as per the part of the platform, the first part of the platform is the system of records, wherein I can manage, process all your imageries, okay. Now, when we talk about drone imageries, so here we are basically talking about different types of drones. So any kind of a drone it is, we just either it is videos or audio, normal imageries, we can process them inside our GIS platform. Okay, so this is the first part of the platform. So the second part of the platform is system of insights. System of insights is where I extract information from those imageries. Now, I will show you again some of these samples. Just to give you a small example here, what do we mean? Let's say if I want to do some survey kind of an activity, okay? And now, when I'm trying to do some survey kind of an activity, I can send a drone to a particular location. I can capture the imagery from that location, and I can extract some information out of those imageries, okay, and I can create a layer out of it. So that is what is the system of insights, okay, and I can extract as many as information as I can. In fact, nowadays drone imageries are also used for the AI, the artificial intelligence, which is also embedded in the platform, and we have done some beautiful projects with that. Just to give you a small examples, we took a drone imagery wherein we could see all the parkings. Okay, we not only calculated the parking area, but the number of parkings which are there in a specific area. That also could be calculated very easily with both the aspects, that is taking the drone imageries as well as doing some artificial intelligence on that. Okay, so this is the second part of my platform, that is extracting information from the imageries. And the third part of the platform is the system of engagement, wherein I can share all these data, okay, on to my colleagues or web or different applications, create applications. I can share them, in various formats. Okay, so this is the entire process which can be derived from the platform. This is the ArcGIS platform. Okay, so you have the system of records, system of insight, system of engagement. Let's dig a little bit deeper into each every aspect of it. Now, let's say when I say system of records, where we are talking about managing my drone. Whenever I go to fly a drone, I can do some processing, like managing the flight path. Okay, so all these stuff I can do inside my ArcGIS environment then I can process the imagery. So as I said again, there are two types of imageries which I can get, which is the normal imagery. The other one could be the videos. Okay, I can use both these options to process this imagery inside the ArcGIS platform, and then I can use some tools. Okay, so what we were talking about is creating this product from the imagery data, and then at the end of the day, manage and serve the content through from the multiple projects and sensors and so on. Okay, so this is basically talking about the system of records. Yeah, we go to the next one, that is system of insights, wherein we are talking about the visualizations, analytic tools, and the scalable analytics. Okay, so you're in, I can do different types of analysis. For example, if I have captured a drone data, I bring in all the drone data into my ArcGIS platform. I can do some analysis like cut and fill, for example, or I can do some value volume calculations. So these are different analysis which can be done, using the data. We will get into that. I'll just show you some of the projects which are using that also. Okay, and then at the end of then we have the system of engagement, wherein I'm integrating imageries into my enterprise, the entire enterprise solution, and I'm creating some desktop application, mobile applications, or the web applications, or just creating some web application and sharing it with people. Okay, so this is the engagement. So I'm engaging different people from different backgrounds into that project. So I'm creating one project using the drone data, sharing this with different departments, for example, and then asking them to give their views. So the same data set can be shared along all these people, and then I can basically work on the project. Different people can work on the project. Different people from different departments can work on the projects. Okay, so this is on the shell what we are talking about, in the enterprise. Okay, the other very important aspect which I would like to also inform you guys that when we talk about drone data, you know, as a company or as a product, we don't sell any drones. Okay, the only thing the thing what we do is, apart from selling the drones, taking the drone data, I mean, right from doing the flight path, giving the flight path to the person who is flying the drones, and once the drone has been, once it has been captured, once it comes down, from that part onwards, all the process basically can be done in the ArcGIS or the Esri platform. Okay, so except capturing, we do the other part of the project. Okay, we have many partners. Let's say, for example, tomorrow you need somebody who can help you with the flying of the drones also. So we definitely have many partners who can help us in that. Okay? But we, as such, we don't have any drones. We don't sell any drones, or we don't have any specific license to fly any drones. But we have some partners for that. Okay. So these are the three aspects. Again, the same thing. We manage, analyze, and share. So we manage various formats, various volumes of the data. So volume is also not a problem. Everything basically depends on your hardware of your, the system configuration. So if your system configuration is very high, you can process more of the imagery. If your processor is high, the processing can happen in a lesser time. Okay, and so on and so forth. You can do a lot of analysis. Okay, and then share the data with the public. Okay, so this is more or less what we would be seeing today as a presentation or as a live demos. Okay, so there we come to the drone to map for ArcGIS. Okay, let's see what are the things which we can do inside this. Okay, and what are the different products we can create inside this. So let's start with drone to map. Okay, drone to map for ArcGIS. It is not an extension to ArcGIS Pro. It is not any extension to any other software. It's just a standalone software. So you can basically take drone to map. You can download drone to map directly from the ArcGIS site, and you can use it for 1 month. The demo is available there. You just need to log in. You need to give your credentials, create a username password for yourself, and then you can start using the software approximately for a month. So that's how you can start if you are just starting up, or if your organization is already having the software. The only thing what is required is your credentials, the ArcGIS online credentials to work with drone to map. Okay, so that is what is required. It's a standalone. As soon as you install that, okay, you can start using the project. Okay, what are the things which we can do with drones to maps? Let's basically see that. So you have, so one thing what we usually get from a drone is the data, right? It's a imageries. Now, when we basically capture the imageries from drones, you have imageries in two different ways. For example, you might get imageries which has the coordinates embedded inside the imageries, and you might get the data which where the coordinates are not embedded inside that. Okay, let me quickly show you this before we go forward, how the imageries are going to look like. Yeah, so if you can see my screen, here I have some sample data sets. Okay, I have both the different types of data sets with me. Okay, let's jump into the first kind of a data set, okay, wherein I have this imagery folder and it has all the imageries. Okay, now if I just look at the imageries and if I go to the properties of the image, it basically go to the details. So this is the property window, and if you go to the details of the property window, down below you could see something called as GPS, and this GPS has the value, the lat long values and the altitude values. Okay, this is very important for me to start the project. Okay, obviously you might have some data set wherein this values are not available. I'll show you that data set also. Okay, just give me a minute and then I will show you what needs to be done in that case. So here I have a different type of imagery wherein if I go to this images and if you look at the image, I'm going to see the properties and I will share the window again with there. This is the property window of the second type of imagery which I had. Now, if I go to the details over here, here you would see that such information is not available. Okay, this informations are not. So without having this information, it is very difficult for me to start any project. So this is the first thing which we need to check. Every time, whenever you get a project, you need to see to it that you basically get the values, the XYZ values and the omega phi. Now, if by chance, if you don't have those values, uh, you directly talk to those vendors and they might give you a Excel sheet, for example, something similar to this. The imagery, what you saw right now, it did not have the values. The values were given to me as an Excel sheet. And if you look at this Excel sheet, you will see that it has the image name, it has the latitude, longitude, the altitude, and then it has the other three values, that is omega, phi, and kappa. So these are some of the things which is required for me to start any project. Okay, so this is the major thing which is required. Apart from that, I can just I can just start any projects. So this is the only information. Now, any drone which has which is basically been flown, this it captures this information. Sometimes it is embedded inside the image, sometimes it is not. If it is not embedded inside the image, you need to get these values from the person who is giving you the images. Okay, so this is very important. So once we have this, then you can start the project. Okay, uh, so I hope you guys understand. Okay, let's go back to the presentation. So this is what I was talking about. So we saw the data which is coming from the drones. You have two types of data sets. Either you will have those details inside my drone data, otherwise it is not. I need to do that. So once I take that imagery, I basically take it to my system into drone to map software, and from that I can create the product, and that product can be shared, or I can take it to the software like ArcGIS Pro and do the further processing of that. Okay. So what do I do? So these are all the stuff which can be done. I can do the flight path planning. I can collect the data using the drone, start processing using the drone to map, take it further to the ArcGIS Pro to do further analysis, or analytical tools can be added, and then share it either using portal or the ArcGIS online. Okay, so the entire process has been given you. Okay, so this is what it is. So we have the flight path collections, then you can go for processing, using a drone to map, then you go to ArcGIS Pro, do further analysis, and then take it to ArcGIS Online or a portal, right? Okay. So these are some of the things which I can, as I said earlier, I can have a motion, that is a video, or I can have imageries. I can have oblique imageries or the NIDAR and in another imageries, anything is okay. So once I take it to drone to map, there are different products which can be created out of it. Like I can have ortho-rectified mosaic, 3D point clouds, mesh. Okay, all these stuffs can be derived out of it. Okay, take it to mosaic data sets, create nice mosaics, and I can do all these other stuffs. Okay, manage them very nicely. Okay. Do different types of analysis. Okay, so here if you look at this slide, it basically says that I have these different image sources, so which means I can take imageries from not one different drone but various drones. If I have, I can just bring them together, mosaic them together. Okay, create it as a one mosaic data set, and then I can process further, and I will show you an example for that also later on. Okay. Now let's talk about the outputs. So whenever we talk about outputs, there are different types of outputs. We can do 2D mapping, 3D mapping. Okay, so when you talk about 2D mapping, I can basically this is basically used for updating your maps, agricultural site monitoring and stuff like that. And 3D is basically more for the visualization purpose. Okay, and there are different products also which comes out of it. Okay, and I can use it for inspection. So let's basically see what are the 2D mapping products. Okay, so you have high resolution color orthos. This is what you get out of it. Okay, you will get multispectral analytical imageries. I mean, if you want to do some NDVI vegetation analysis, it allows you to do that. Okay, it basically gives you option for that. You have option wherein you can do quick georeferencing for aligning the imageries. Okay, this is basically merging them, interpreting them very fast. These are the stuff which can be done, and I can create digital surface models out of it. Okay, so these are some of the outputs, and I can share them. Okay, this is basically what I get when I do 2D mapping inside. So whenever you start drone to map, you get these two options. Either you can do 2D mapping, and this is the workflow for that, or you can do 3D mapping, and there are some workflows and the output for that. Okay, so when you talk about 3D mapping, so we basically talk about more mesh, textured surfaces, 3D scenes models, point cloud. This is what you get when you do a 3D kind of a mapping. Okay, and there are different outputs which can be shared too. Like you can create a 3D scene, or you can create a service out of it. Okay, and all these stuff can be shared using like ArcGIS Earth. Okay, and then you can have OBJ files, last files. So last files are nothing but the point cloud data. It's basically saved in the last format. You can create them also. So then there is an inspection workflow wherein you can basically talking about imagery association with the 3D objects, which is basically being used for inspection kind of a stuff. Okay, you can create some smart interpretation applications or the web applications using them. Okay, so what is the output? You can serve them as feature web services. Okay, so this is what you can do inside the drone to map software. So till now what we saw is what is ArcGIS, what is drone to map, okay, how it is basically been used in the platform. Now I'm going to show you some of the projects which have been done, how it can be integrated. This is another very beautiful way of presenting your data. For example, there is a story map which has been created by the Esri team, and I'm going to just run through the story map just for you to understand the different aspects of, the applications and what are the things which can be derived out of it. Okay, so here it says ArcGIS drone collection. It basically is used for collecting, processing, analyzing, managing, and sharing the data from the drones, what we get. Okay, let's see what we have here. The first slide over here says drone mapping. So it's a very simple thing. Okay, you get the data from the drone, whatever we were talking about, process the entire stuff and keep it with you, as a project. The second one is either you take the drone data, process it, and do some analysis. This is the second possibility. The third possibility is take the entire data, share it, you know, on the ArcGIS online, so share the data. So you do it, process, analyze, and then share the data. Or the last one, what we basically saw is making use of the enterprise, the license, wherein you have the enterprise servers, you have huge number of projects, different types of projects coming from different types of drones, getting all of them together, putting them in the ArcGIS server, creating some specific applications for that, and then serving. Okay, I will show you an example for this one so that you understand that in a better way. Okay, so these are some simple ways in how the project can be treated. Okay, uh, this is a quick demo what exactly happens. Now this is the Drone2Map, the software. So if you see the software, there is the imagery which you see in front of you. Okay, this imagery is a normal imagery. So as soon as I put inside my Drone2Map, it basically starts creating product out of it. Okay, so here what you're seeing right now in front of you is a point cloud data. Okay. Different maps. So here you can see the point cloud data falling on my specific place, and I can do various examples for that. Okay, I'll come to this a little bit later. I would like to show you the second one first. Okay, is this application. So let's basically go through this application first, which has been created, and how Drone2Map has basically been used. Now let's see how the Drone2Map data or how the application has been used. Okay, so this is a very beautiful example of how you can use the data set. Okay, so what do you have? A small application which has been created, and there is a specific place over here. Okay, and there is a new project which is coming up. Okay, now for this new project coming up, I had to capture imageries in different periods. Okay, before the starting of the project and during the regular intervals, I have taken drone data. Okay, and I can see all those drone data here. So this project had data from different drones which has been captured. So for example, like this was captured using four different drones. Okay, Matris, Mapwave, Unique, and Phantom. Okay, so these were four different drones which have been used. And down below, if you see all the data from the drones, whatever you had, you have all the list of all these, all the data. Okay, on the center screen, what you see is my plan. Okay, so I had this plan, the 3D building plan. Let me switch off this plan for a moment, and let's start from the first imagery that was in captured in Jan 2018. So the Jan 2018 imagery, if you see, it basically shows me a parking, right? Okay, so there is a nice parking wherein I want to plan a building, a new building. Okay, so there was a drone flown over there in that particular area to see how to do the planning basically. Okay, so the planning was done using this drone. If I go to a little bit later in December of 2018, you will see it's coming up. Give it a minute. Yeah, you could see, the planning basically started. So all the parking lots were cleared. Okay, there were some diggings which started happening, the major places. If you just see the trucks moving around, okay. So the things was clear to start the project. Okay, if I go a little bit further, okay, let's basically go in 2019, that is in March 2019. So if you see the project proceeded further, so you can see the excavation which is happening, some start, the construction is already started. Again, as I said, remember there is a specific building which is supposed to come here. The building model is there on the right hand side. If I just click on that building model, this is how the building model should be coming up, the idea of that building. Okay, and this was the status which was in March 2019. Now if I just move a little bit ahead of that, so you can see on your lower screen, you will see all the dates, all the imageries. Okay, so if I just go to somewhere in 26/4/2019, okay, this was again captured using a different drone, that is a Matrix drone. You see some more development which is happening there. Okay, let's quickly jump into somewhere in. Okay, this was the Phantom, which is basically now we are getting into the older days. Okay, so this was 6/8. You would see the construction, the first phase of the construction started. Okay, so all the diggings, I think the overlays and everything has been done here. Okay, you can just go around the site, you can explore them, what is happening there. Yeah. We'll just go further somewhere in December, November is also fine, just to see the status of the building. Yeah, you could see almost, I think the first floor is coming up. Okay. And on the left hand side, as per the model is concerned, I can also see the model here. Switch on the model. I just don't want the entire model. I want the structure of the model. So you could see the structure of the model matching with my, what is happening there. So I can keep a hand of that. In the structure also, if you see, I can filter the, I can just filter it. So let's say, for example, if I choose and I can filter till 3 floors, for example. So you can match what is happening and what it's supposed to be in this way, for example. Okay. If I switch this off again, and then if I go to somewhere in Jan 2020, so this was the status of that. So building almost complete. Okay. And if you see the latest photo which was taken in 14th April, you see almost the building is more or less completed. Okay, you could still see some of the the cranes and stuff like that which are moving around. Uh, these are the parking, for the parking lots. You can just go around the entire building just to see what is happening. So it is basically keeping a complete eye on what is happening. So if I'm a manager of a specific project, this basically helps me, just to look at it, okay, and then just plan accordingly. Okay, so this is one beautiful example. Okay, how my drone to map data can be used. Again, a beautiful example wherein I'm using my entire, the enterprise, platform as a platform. And if you see the data which has been captured from different dates, different drones, I just showed you here. There are almost 4 or 5 different types of drones from where the data has been captured. Okay, different types. So there were like 4 different types of surveys, different types of missions which were survey, okay, orbits combined. So all these aspects. So, and I created a beautiful web application to show this, these things. Okay, so this is again created in the ArcGIS as a web application. Okay, I've integrated so many other stuff in this web application. So just a beautiful way of showing the stuff. Okay, here there are some other tools wherein I can measure stuff if required. Okay, so I have some measuring tools. I can use some measuring tools to measure few things here. Okay, with different units. Okay, so again, it basically measures using a perfect, the accuracy is very good. Okay. I can measure a line, I can measure a specific area, okay, and basically remove all whatever it is required. Okay, so again, a very simple application, a beautiful application using the entire thing. So this is basically what we can do with using drone to map, creating application. Let me close this very quickly. Okay. And I show you one more example. Let's say, for example, this example wherein I have this data, captured in different time period, and with a simple click, I can just see them. Okay. Yeah, there it comes. Okay. So again, the same project. If I just move around, how the data basically varies. So this is a 2D data set. So earlier, which I showed was a 3D data set. This is the 2D data set, just for me to just check the data. Okay, look at the clarity of the data set what we have. Okay, if I just go further, if I want to, similarly, if I want to have, the create some mesh, okay, and just analyze that, that also can be done. Or if I have to, let's say, for example, if I have 2 different types of, I want to do some comparison. Okay, in a simple view, I want to have, uh, you know, same site shown in 2 different time zones. So here you have those sites. Okay, and you can see different data sets in both the screens. Okay. On the top, if you just go here, this basically shows me the different dates and the different data sets which has been uploaded to this particular web. Okay, and that's how I can compare them. Okay, so again, different applications for different use. Um, there is one more beautiful use of this one. I will just show you that, and then we will go with the demo. Okay, yeah. So this was an example of electric transmission lines. So somebody said that there is some problem in the electric transmission line. So a drone was flown in that particular area. Okay, it was captured in that area, and then when the imageries were been bought, uh, the problems could be identified through the beautiful imageries which we had from there. This is another example wherein you can create some contour lines. Okay, do some nice mapping on top of it. Okay, if you have the plans, you can overlay those plans. If you have CAD data, you can overlay the CAD data on top of it, create the contours, so you can mix all the data sets together, or you can have some beautiful 3D what you can see in front of you. Okay, so these are some of the things which we can do. Let us take you to the software very quickly and show you one complete process. Okay, I'm going to hand over to my colleague over here, Kanan, who's going to take you through the process of one of the projects. Okay. Give me a minute. Kanan?
Hello, everyone. Good evening. Assalamu alaikum. Ramadan Kareem. I hope you are all able to hear me. Thank you, Kiran, for the interesting session. And considering the time, let me run through the demo quickly to show the interface, what exactly the drone to map is, and some of the tools and functionalities. So to begin with, whenever I open a drone to map imagery, you see this front interface. So as my colleague Kiran explained, you have different project templates, 2D project templates, 2D full, 3D mapping, and you can have it for inspection. You can do some batch processing. So this is how the project looks like. So if you want to start with the project of 3D mapping, what we do it here is we go to 3D mapping, we say next, and we have to give our project name. Let's say we do a demo 1 project, and I'm going to give you the images. I'm going to just select a place where I want to store this project. Then I will keep adding the images. I can add the images as folder. As my colleague showed you, these are some of the sample images that we have it. And when I first want to add these images, these are the images that you see. And I have some additional ancillary data sets with it. So what happens here is, when I want to add a folder, I can just copy this folder here. I'm just going to put this folder for me. Let me just go back to this. I copy the details of the folder, add folder. I'm just going to put it here, stick it to it. Okay, that is a missing link. I'll just put it here. So I'm just going to drone to map, sample plus. So when I just click the images, the images are automatically read from the properties, as you see from the property window, what was shown in the presentation. So it automatically picks up the lat, long, and altitude information for the current project. So I'm not going to run this because it is going to take some time. I already have the pre-run setup. So what it looks like when you set up, this is what it looks like. So there are certain options that I want to show it to you. These are the interface that, as you see when you open the drone to map imagery. This is the home button that you see. There is something of flight data. You can have you can add the images, you can remove the images. There are different options that are available. You know, what are the GPS sources. If you want to edit some camera options, parameters of the camera, you can do it. You can do some kind of an editing here. And there are certain analysis that are available for you. And I will show you the analysis part where I take it into ArcGIS Pro. It's a very interesting concept that links drone to map to ArcGIS Pro. You can change the appearance, look and feel. So what happens here, the main thing what you want to see here is the options. Now in the options, you have different options that are available here. So there are 2D products that you can create. You can create an automosaic, you can create contours, you can create a digital terrain model as a hillshade, depending upon the density of the drones, depending upon the resolution that is required, depending upon the resolution the drone is being flown, you can select the parameters accordingly. The 3D products are available in different formats, as an SLPK format, as a LAS format. You can have a textured meshes, you can have a LOD mesh, 3D options. There are certain 3D options, how your level of details, texture quality you want. You can make it a high texture quality. Make sure that whenever you're going to do it, you have enough system resources, the hardware resources, so that the system runs perfectly all right to make sure that you have better results. These are some of the initial processing setup if you want to process fully or if you want to process image pairs. So there are different setups that you can do it. You can set the coordinate systems here. So there are certain resources available for you in case if you are finding any difficulties, you can go through these resources that is available for you. Now, once you have run this through, once you have set up this configuration, what you can do is if you consider that you are going to have the same kind of data that is coming up, you can even export this template and you can keep it for your reference. That is always possible. Now, once I do this configuration and I start run this, I can just start run this. It process me the image, whatever the image that I have it process me the image and see that log files. It shows me what are the process that is going to take place. And it takes some time for me to complete the image, and it gives me two products. One is the 2D window where you can see the imagery and the flight path, the drone that has been flown. This is the area that has been covered, and a 3D map wherein you have a beautiful 3D view that you get, you see. So I'm just going to render across this. So this is how we are going to see the 3D visualization. This is basically, for example, as Kiran pointed out, you can do some cut and fill analysis here. How much of sand has been cut up, how much of cement has been taken, and what is the construction level. So all these details can be captured accordingly. Furthermore, you can, if you want to add any images into this project, yes, you can do some, you can add the images into the project. For example, there are some online images that are available, so you can add the base map directly into it and you can know where exactly these pictures were taken. You can have a report. You can add some control points, which I'm going to show you in my, probably if time permits, I will show you. Otherwise, if you have an additional control point, for example, you are going for a ground survey and you have a few control points that are added, you can add the control points and you can verify your accuracy of the data sets. Okay, this is one project. The other project which I want to show you quickly was, for example, the same one. Let me just change the map. Let me just change the project. Sorry, let me just change the add folder details. I'm just going to take only 1 minute. For this project, I'm just going to add the images. Now, when I add the images, because this project doesn't have a GPS information, I'm going to pick up the GPS information from here. I have a separate file that has been provided from the product. I'm just going to add the GPS information. It automatically picks up the name, latitude, longitude, altitude, everything, and then it just runs through this. Okay, so it tags into the data and then it runs to the lat, long, and altitude. Finally, when I run through the same process, I'm able to do a 3D mapping of the plantation. So this is how the plantation looks like. So the best example, what we can think about it is you can even, now I have used the default options, whatever is available. If you want to have a high resolution options, you can change the configuration and probably you can do some tree countings and other things, which I will show you just quickly in the ArcGIS Pro. So whenever you have this such kind of a product, for the analytical part, I can do some analysis that is available in the drone to map. It's like a volume analysis, area analysis, distance analysis. Otherwise, I can take this project entirely into my ArcGIS Pro session, and then I can just view this project in my ArcGIS Pro here. So this project I have brought it in the ArcGIS Pro. So these are some of the layers that gets created as a 3D products. You can create a cloud mesh, you can point cloud, you can create a mesh, and this is the interactive analysis what has been talked about. This is the cut and fill analysis you can do, a line of sight analysis can be done, and there are several imagery analysis that you can do it. Apart from this, I have some deep learning models which you can do it for example, the demo I showed you for the banana tree plantations. You can do some kind of a deep learning project that is available in ArcGIS Pro. So there are interesting stuff, tools, process that are available. So we would encourage definitely for you to test this ArcGIS Pro, have a hands-on, explore the tools and functionalities, and let us know if you have any doubts. We will be ready to clarify it. Over to Kiran.
I hope you guys have got this. Let's basically open up some time for the question answer session. Okay, if you have any queries, let's answer them. Yeah, is XYZ enough, or we need to use the GCPs? Okay, no, we need to use GCPs. XYZ is only basically been used to orient the image in the first place. Okay, if you want to have a better control, you need to have the GCP points. So GCPs are very much required for any of the projects. Okay, can we process? Okay, can drone to map take any imageries other than the drone to process? Uh, no, basically this is more used for the drones. If you have any other kind of an imagery, you can directly take it to ArcGIS Pro and do the processing there. And ArcGIS Pro also has some options wherein I can process the drone data sets, but this is more or less used for the drones. Okay, so we can do most of the drone processing here. Yeah, thank you guys. Thank you. It was lovely talking to everybody. Be safe. Okay, Ramadan Kareem to everybody, and thank you. We'll close the session for now. Okay,
Thank
thank
you
you.
all.
Thanks a lot. Thank you, everybody.